What is happening? Double entendre. It's me. And, back with some more insanity in this lovely place of California. There's some good news, though. So, I don't think all hope is lost. Actually, in fact, I think this actually might be more of a good news than not. Right? This is coming from Breitbart. Registered nurse quits over California vaccine mandate. Now, all of a sudden, I'm a threat to public health. Isn't that kind of interesting how that works out, right? Um, no, I don't really know her stance before this. She seems like a smart person. I would say so. In order for her to be aware that like she's now a threat to public health, which I kind of been screaming about for the longest time in the before the whole sickness kind of went through. I was like, this whole thing with the with the mandates with the covering your face. I'm like, you literally just made a whole bunch of people who were innocent kind of criminals in a sense because they allowed um, people who didn't listen or who didn't cover their face to be ticketed, maybe even arrested, which is just absolutely fucking insane, right? The whole thing is just a racket, in my opinion, but you know, and it's it's kind of good to see that there's some really, really just strong values with people still, to where when they see things as crazy as everyone needs to get it in the state. And it's funny because like I don't think any of these hospitals were actually um, they never actually had to completely mandate this. They they one upped what Newsom said, because all Newsom said was you had to get tested twice in a week, but he never actually said the whole vaccine mandate. This is the businesses, or businesses quote unquote, because I don't even think they're considered businesses anymore. Um, these are just the hospitals that are mandating all this themselves. It's just I hate the fact that like across the board, all of the hospitals are doing that, right? Which led to the one that I work for also doing it too, and it's just kind of nice to see that there's some people out there that are still, I guess, not. They just don't want to. They're just not going to bend the knee. They're drawing the line in their sand and saying, "Hey, this is just no, just fuck this," and they decide to quit instead. And I'm really hoping there's enough people who do, just across the country, um, to where the whole thing backfires, because these are, these things are doomed to fail anyways. And if it if it goes under, maybe we might actually be able to finally get the healthcare system back away from like all the politics. That'll be fucking amazing. Uh, some more insanity. This one here in Alameda County, first-time homebuyers could qualify for loans up to $210,000. Now, here's the thing: there's a secret to this. There's actually a twist in this case. I guess people just kind of forgot, what happened in '08, right? Where they decided to make loans easy to, just easy lending policies, right? So we're going right back into some more. Let's see, let me find this thing. Went back into some more. Let's see. Let me find this thing. Sorry. Child. Oh, this doesn't say it here. Oh, let me go back into the. I think this one's better. 0%. Okay, there we go. It says the loans are zero interest and do not require payment during the 30-year term. I feel like we did that before. I, I, I mean, didn't this kind of cause a whole '08 housing crisis? I'm pretty sure it was just all the easy lending and just over leveraged market that we had that led the whole thing to kind of collapse on itself, because people were just putting all different types of bonds that are junk into one thing, calling the mortgage back stuff, right? and all these loans that none of these people have any history or has any possibility of paying them back at all, right? Because this is going to the to first time home buyers. I mean, first of all, first time, it's what does that exactly mean? I don't know. I mean, could it be somebody who's actually successful? Yeah, maybe. But this is specifically trying to battle the bidding wars, right? So these are people who probably aren't even liquid at all, and then they're trying to help them, right? To somehow push up the prices by giving them money, which I don't know how that helps, except for pushing up the prices. You know, that doesn't really help them compete. It just makes things more expensive, if anything, right? So to take out more of a loan or get into more of a debt in order to get your first house, it just doesn't really make sense. Because if they can't compete in it, then they probably don't actually have the cash flow in order to do it. I mean, I don't know how much somebody would actually need to make in order to cover like all the mortgage and the rents, but it just really doesn't seem like that's gonna happen anytime soon unless somebody is just super fucking rich in liquid cash too. I would say because people are paying liquid cash around here, but there's also a twist to this too, right? Um, this is the funniest part in my opinion. So some other funny things too. You met the base criteria. You currently live in and working in Alameda County or have been displaced from it. This must be the first house you have owned, so you have to actually be the first house. And you must make under 120% of the median income. How the fuck do you make under 120%? Okay, I don't know about you, but at least just from like understanding percentages, right? If you were to put your money into a stock and it goes 100% red, that's as far as it can go, is 100% red. Okay, now a stock can rise up more than 100%, right? It can triple, in that case, that means it went up to 200%. But you can't go lower than 100%. It doesn't make sense. What the fuck is 120%? You have to be in debt, I guess? Is this what it's trying to tell you? It's like, oh yeah, you're going to be 20% in debt. Yeah, just dig a bigger hole. The more hole than all of us are already in. I don't fucking know, dude. But that's also not the funny part. Let me see. Okay. So, program administrators say AC Boost is designed to remove systemic barriers. Oh fuck. Systemic. Yeah, that word is tied to a lot of things this past few years. Barriers to home buying for communities of color, including racist lending practices. What? That have contributed to a large racial wealth gap locally and across the U.S. Okay. I don't know about you, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people, when they're trying to lend their money out, I mean, I guess unless you're the Federal Reserve, but they're not looking at your race. What they're looking at is, can you pay that shit back? So, to think that there's some kind of racist lending, it's just kind of silly. Maybe it's because some of these people just don't have the track record to pay any loans back. Not saying that it's due to any race, but that's what some of these bankers are looking at and trying to, I don't know, approve somebody who's actually can make promise on their end. Whatever they got this idea from, I don't know. It seems like they just pulled it out of their own ass. But what the fuck? And if anybody actually understands the wealth gap, yeah, that has really nothing to do with racism. It has everything to do with the fucking central banking, right? And how we're off any type of standard or real money type of thing. So we've been printing fiat dollars, and all that paper usually goes up to the top 0.0001%. It kills the middle class. That's what inflation does. That's what the Federal Reserve does. That's all they can ever do. So yeah, if, whoever wrote this thing just really doesn't understand economics at all. I mean, I'm not the best one, but geez, this is just dumb as fuck. So I guess we learned nothing about '08 at all. Because this is the same, in my opinion, it's the same exact thing. I mean, I don't know the complete details. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure this was the basis of the whole idea. Was that all the easy lending, that went into bidding up houses, at some point it just couldn't sustain those prices, and then all the fucking bonds just kind of fucking imploded, and people couldn't make their promises at all when they got called back in the margin calls, probably something like that. I don't fucking know, but you know what? Um, I'm pretty sure we're into something disastrous again. Other than that, there's some good news at least. Sisters Pizza, San Diego, listened to customers and cancels plan to require the the jab kind of thing for indoor dining. So that's kind of nice. People actually came together, like I think also online, where they decided to have a chat, and it seems that there's definitely a pocket. It seems like San Diego is a pocket of like people who are or who have some kind of logic, who have like some brain to want to have a discussion with other people, and just kind of realize like some of the shit is just no, right? I mean, there's actually people from across all spectrums, whatever they believe in. Hey, this is one thing that you cannot give a shit on which side of the political spectrum that you believe in, and can come together and be like, okay, this shit is just fucking wrong. It's just stupid as fuck too, right? And it's just causing such huge division, forced division. Okay, so that's the problem. There's nothing wrong with segregation. People aren't meant to get along with everyone. It's just not how it works, right? Um, and the trying to force people to stay away from each other, that's an issue, especially when it's coming from a state mandated kind of thing, or government coerced idea. Just as it is also wrong for the state to force people to come together. This whole inclusivity just isn't really working out, is it? I don't know. Anyways, that's all I got for today. Promised that I would try to put something out daily, and really just kind of keep my mind sane, and try to just speak from my fucking heart a little bit more, because I can't really take any more of this at this point. And I need some other stuff to talk about. I think what I really probably would do in the future is actually probably just jump into the culture war, because I think it's much more fun to talk shit about entertainment these days, and it seems like it's the fun thing to do, right? Everybody kind of can come together in culture, or not lately, or come together in unison to hate, not involuntary way. It seems kind of fun. Um, I'm a pretty big noob at all the type of stuff, because I'm just a normie. But at the same time, I can still add my 2 cents just about how fucking repetitive every fucking thing is, just how bad everything is, and just how woke everything is. So I might jump into that. I think that's probably where I'm gonna head towards in the next video. Uh, and I believe there's multiple ways to really take down, just the the powers that be, right? It doesn't have to all come from, I guess, the business perspective, or like some kind of philosophical thing that nobody gives a shit about. Taking down Hollywood at this point could also crumble all the stuff that's going on, because they're all connected, obviously, right? And not only that, there's such a big influence on everybody they have such a giant audience base that are pushing like all this crap towards turning like all the young kids who don't really know too much. I mean, not that I know a lot either, but towards the wrong ideologies, the dangerous ones. I can say for a fact they're wrong, because some of this stuff is just basically just fucking violent, and if they were to flop, and we're able to we, not we, but yeah, if they were to flop and there's there's changes in terms of the type of like culture and entertainment that people are watching, I think, or paying attention to, that will definitely change um, a lot of minds, in my opinion. So uh, I might I might actually do that instead because I think it's more fun. I do want to be part of like some kind of community just to not be so goddamn alone. There's just not much. In my opinion, there's just it's a fruitless battle to go about it with logics. If I ever learned anything about interactions, is you got to be much more engaging first, and it can't just be right into the most serious stuff because nobody will ever fucking listen. So attract, focus, attract, and then after just vibing a little bit, then you could kind of like okay segue into maybe some type of philosophy, much more easier that way. And even then, it's much more fun to talk about fun shit. So peace.